In this video, we're going to be talking about what's happening with King's Dominion. With the constant removal of rides and circulating rumors for 2021, we have a lot to talk about. I'm going to answer questions like, is Cedar Fair neglecting King's Dominion? What will the park get in 2021? Will Avalanche be removed? And what exactly is the future of this park? I'm going to go in depth about anything and everything regarding the future of King's Dominion. The first question I'm going to answer is the question of, is Cedar Fair neglecting King's Dominion? Because to be honest, they haven't really gotten a new ground-up coaster since Intimidator 305, and that was 10 years ago. They also removed a bunch of rides, including 3 coasters. Granted, one was a terrible ride, and the other one needed to go to make way for Twisted Timbers, but the removal of Volcano the Blast Coaster was devastating. I don't think the park wanted to do this, but nevertheless, they removed a major coaster that was extremely popular. They've also not added a major water park addition since 2015, even after they removed Tornado. So to answer my original question, is Cedar Fair neglecting King's Dominion? I would say, sort of. There are many other parks in the Cedar Fair chain that would love to have had the additions King's Dominion has gotten. But with that being said, there are also others that are paid much closer attention to, like Cedar Point, Kings Island, Carowinds, California's Great America, and a few others. I would say King's Dominion is in the middle of the pack, and they're only being neglected if you compare them to Busch Gardens Williamsburg, which is 1 hour away. Now there are many rumors circulating around the park for 2021 and beyond, the majority about one thing, Volcano's replacement. Volcano was an amazing ride and a unique ride to King's Dominion. It was also the headlining attraction for the Safari Village section of the park, and it was in my opinion the most popular ride in King's Dominion. With Volcano gone, the area of the park looks bare and sad, and with the removal of the crypt, it leaves only one major ride, Avalanche. This leads many to believe that Avalanche could possibly be leaving sometime soon. I believe that Avalanche's lifespan depends on the size of the new for 2021 coaster. Let me explain. The current rumor is that the replacement of Volcano will be some sort of B&M wing coaster. In November, KDFans.com uncovered some leaked plans for a wing coaster in the Safari Village section of the park. Now compared to other wing coasters, this coaster looks relatively small. Now they did mention that the plans could possibly be a proposal from B&M to King's Dominion, which means it would most likely not be the final layout. However, if the layout that was leaked was the actual layout for the coaster, it would spare Avalanche, because the coaster would not need to use its space. Now the only way I'd see them having to use Avalanche's space would be if they wanted to make the wing coaster massive, and I mean massive. The reason I'd see for doing this would be to counter BGW's Launch Giga shuttle coaster. I truly believe that King's Dominion was put in a bind, because I don't think they'd want to compete with the advertising of BGW's coaster. Usually, one park adds a major addition while the other adds a smaller addition. This way, they don't lose attendance because of people deciding which new ride is better. I think the only reason King's Dominion is adding a coaster in the same year as Busch Gardens is because they need to fill the space of Volcano, ASAP. Because they removed one of the best rides, now they have to make it up. Back to the question of removing Avalanche. Honestly, I'm not too big of a fan of Avalanche because it's gotten rough over the past couple of years, but I would still hate to see it go. I generally don't like seeing coasters being removed, and I'd hope King's Dominion would try to save it for at least a few more years. Now if King's Dominion did decide to remove Avalanche, the announcement would almost certainly be at the end of the 2020 season, after they already announced the new ride. Somewhat like the way Kings Island announced the removal of Vortex only after they announced Orion. This sort of softened the blow. Other than that, the only coaster I could see them removing would be Anaconda, and this would almost certainly be after Volcano's replacement, maybe in 2024 or 2025. The space over the water would be prime real estate for another coaster, such as a B&M Flyer. But I have an unpopular opinion. I actually don't mind Anaconda, and I kind of like it. The last time I rode it, I had a completely smooth ride on it, and it provided excellent hang time. Maybe I just have a sweet spot for this coaster, because it was the first coaster I rode which went upside down. But with that being said, I'd be sad to see the coaster go, but the coaster replacing it would be most likely 10 times better. The final topic I'm going to discuss is what is the future of King's Dominion. I think that Kings Dominion is going to have a tough time finding its footing against Busch Gardens. I definitely don't see Kings Dominion losing an excessive amount of money or anything like that, because an amusement park almost always stays profitable as long as people keep coming, and I don't think Kings Dominion will have a problem with that. But I do think that in a few years, BGW will be so far ahead of Kings Dominion that Cedar Fair stops investing the amount which they do now. Don't get me wrong, I think they will still get additions, but I don't think they'll ever be on the scale of Intimidator 305 ever again. The future of Kings Dominion looks okay. Not too promising, but not disappointing either. I don't think that Kings Dominion will be able to keep up with Busch Gardens, but nevertheless, Kings Dominion will be always a place that I love very much, where people can have fun and ride roller coasters, and that's all that matters. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see content just like this on a regular basis.